Okay, good evening everyone.
Good evening.
So we're going to continue prioritising the bidding and just keep adding to your knowledge of bidding, particularly bidding for suits. So we've actually got to lesson 4. We've meandered our way to get here, but from now on we're more or less following the pattern of the lessons. So what we're going to do today is a bit more on opening a suit at the 1 level. An introduction to limit bids, and what opener does after his partner comes back with a 1 no trump response. Basic rules for opening one of a suit. You're well familiar with that now. 12 to 19 points.
Could you remind me what the star means?
Well, it means it meets the rule of 20. And by that, what we're saying is, if you've got an unbalanced hand, you can add your high card points to the length of the 2 longest suits. So for example here, you've actually got 11 high card points, but you've got 5 spades, you've got 4 diamonds, that's 9. 9 and 11 is 20. If it meets 20, then you can open. The easy way, for me anyway, is to say I've got a 5 card suit, I'm going to add 1 for the 5th card in that suit. 11 plus 1 is 12, and we always open with 12. But technically it is meeting the rule of 20. But the rule of 20 is fairly old, and it applies to a number of cases that no longer apply in this system. So it's just as easy to add, if you've got a 5 card suit, add 1 for the extra card and just say you've got 12. So just as a reminder, you need a minimum of 4 cards in a suit to bid that suit. It doesn't have to be a particularly good suit. It can be rubbish, but you still bid it because it's got 4 cards in it. Even if you've got the ace, king, queen of a suit, if you've only got 3 cards, that's not a biddable suit. So we're dealing really with the length of suits rather than the strength of suits. The strength is in your hand. The bidding of a suit is to do with length. So which suit should you open? The priority is to open your longest suit. So here, that would be diamonds. You're bidding your longest suit. If you have 2 5 card suits, then you bid the higher ranked one first. So for example there, although hearts is the better suit, you've got 2 5 card suits, you bid the higher of the 2. And the suit quality doesn't matter. Why do we bid the higher? Well, if we take that example and we bid the lower suit first, and you bid a heart, which is incorrect, but if you bid that first, and your partner comes back 1 no trump, you then bid the spades. What you've actually told your partner is that you've got 5 hearts. You must have, if you bid two suits, then you must have 5 in the first one, or at least 5 in the first one. So if your partner's got 3 hearts, the only way they can show that, or show preference for hearts as opposed to spades, is to go up to the 3 level. If we do it the other way round, the correct way, and you bid the spade first, and your partner comes back no trump. Then you bid the hearts the second time around. Your partner has a choice. He can pass the 2 hearts, and now he's in the suit he would like. He prefers hearts to spades. Or, if he prefers spades, he can go to spades. But at the 2 level, not at the 3 level. It's counterintuitive that by bidding the higher suit first, the second time round, you're bidding at a lower level, which is where you want to be. So it gives you more bidding space. Higher 2 5-card suits. So what do you open with this?
One spade.
The 1 spade. It's the longest suit. Again, that one's going to be hearts, the longest suit. We've got 2 5-card suits. With spades, the higher of the 2. Again, 2 5-card suits, hearts, the higher of the 2. What happens if you've got 2 4-card suits? Well, there, we do it a different way. If they're of the same rank, you bid the lower rank first. That's because you're looking for your partner to have a 4-card suit. If you have both hearts and spades, and you bid the lower, you're only really interested in your partner if he's got 4 hearts. If he doesn't have 4 hearts but has 4 spades, they're going to bid the spades next. So your partner will pick up the spade because you're dealing with 4-card suits. If you've got 2 5-card suits, you're hoping for support from partner with just a 3-card suit. But you'll get that on the second round of bidding.
So if you've only got a 4-card suit, you bid the lower.
You bid the
But
lower.
if you've got a 5-card suit, you bid the higher.
Yeah, if you've got 2 5s, you bid the higher.
Okay.
Except, sorry, if there are different ranks, i.e. one is a major and one is a minor, then you always bid the major first. So the higher of 2 5-card suits, the lower of 2 4-card suits, unless you've got a major and a minor, and you bid the major. Why do you bid the major? Well, consider a situation where you may have diamonds, four diamonds and 4 hearts. If you bid diamonds, everything we've done today means that your partner's going to respond. But in real bridge, you can bid diamonds, and this obstructed person here bids spades, which means your partner can't bid the hearts. And you never get round to bidding the hearts, or agreeing the hearts.
Could you explain the line of it again? I don't quite see why it's not the same as the major. Why it matters how many cards in the suit your partner has. Why do you not lose bidding space by starting with the lower one if your partner replies and you come back in another suit and so on? Why are they different?
What? With the 4-card suits?
Yeah, why do you use a different policy with the 4 cards? I didn't quite follow that.
Because with the 4-card suit, you're hoping that your partner's got a 4-card suit. If you start low, and your partner can't agree with that because he doesn't have 4 cards, your partner's probably going to bid.
Yeah.
The one that's above. So you can almost go up the ladder. In fact, the way my partner and I play, we go up the ladder, we ignore this major thing, which caught us out the other night. But when you go up the ladder, I could bid a club. My partner bids a diamond, I bid a heart, and my partner says, okay, I agree with the hearts, we'll now get an 8-card fit in hearts. So you can go up the ladder, but you're both dealing in 4-card suits. With the 5-card suit, you're actually looking for your partner to have a 3-card. But your partner starts off by assuming that you've got 4. If you've got 2 5-card suits, let's say spades and hearts, and you bid the spades, your partner doesn't know you've got 5. Your partner's got to assume at that stage you've got 4. It's only when you bid the hearts, your partner now knows that you've got 5 spades and can support you with a 3-card suit. So one of the advantages of the major, bidding the major first, is that you get in there before the opposition can start messing you about. Later on you find that you actually need more points to be able to bid a higher ranking suit. But that's later. So that really is it. 2 4-card suits, you bid the lower if they're the same rank, and you bid the major if they're of different rank. So you've got 2 4-card suits here, and you're going to bid the spades. Despite the fact the diamond's there, you've got the ace, the king and the queen. You're going to bid the spades suit, which is all rubbish, because you're bidding on length. If your partner's going to agree with you and say, yeah, we've got an 8-card fit, then hopefully your partner's got some honours. And even if your partner doesn't have honours, if you get to game, you still have most of the points in the pack. You may lose the first 3 tricks in trumps, but you should be able to get the rest. So what's the partnership looking for? Well, I think you're all fairly familiar with this. To find a suit fit, 8 cards in the same suit between both hands. And ideally you want it to be a major. So if you remember last week, we prioritised the major. If we can't be in a major suit, then we want to be in no trump. If we can't be in no trump, we want to be in a minor suit. And it's really the scoring system that drives that priority. You want to decide the level to play the contract, and that's based on the high card points. So with a part score, if you've got fewer than 25, you want to be in a part score. You want to be in 2 hearts or 3 spades. 25 points for game. How does responder reply to an opening suit bid? When your partner has got 6 points, got to bid. Why? 6 plus, you might have 19. When you open, it's 12 to 19. If you've got 19, 19 plus 6 is 25. You've got enough points for game. So with 6 points, responder has to reply. And clearly with 5 or fewer, they pass. Responder's priority is to support opener's bid suit if possible. And we've seen this before, 6 to 9 points, raise a level. 10 to 12, you're close to game, so jump a level. 13 points, you've got enough for game.
So the word suit fit there means that you've got 4 cards in the suit that's already been bid.
Yes. Responder, if opener has bid a suit, and you're a responder and you've got 4 cards in that suit, you've got an 8-card fit. You've got 4, opener's got 4. Later on in the bidding it might be 5 and 3 or 6 and 2, but to start with is 4 and 4. You bid your own longest suit, or you bid 1 no trump as a last resort, showing 6 to 9 points, and it denies 4-card support for your partner's suit. It also denies having a biddable suit above your partner's suit. We're going to ignore 2 today, and most of the hands you'll play will be into the 1 no trump, because that's really what we're practicing. 6 to 9 points. 6 to 9 points leads us nicely into this limit bids. A limit bid is one where the strength of the hand is very narrowly defined and the shape of the hand is described as well. What it does is transfer control of the bidding. It more or less determines who's in charge of the bidding, because there's opener and responder, but who's in charge will vary throughout the bidding process. It's a bit like when you jet off on holiday. At the front of the aeroplane you've got 2 pilots. Either one pilot, the captain or the co-pilot, is going to be flying it at any one time. Well, that's what you hope. But there are 4 possibilities. The captain is flying it, the co-pilot is flying it, neither is flying it thinking the other is, or they're both trying to fly it and they're getting in each other's way. On a flight deck there are procedures for trying to ensure that both pilots know who's in charge. And that applies to playing bridge in the bidding process. You need to know who's in charge of the bidding. And you pass the control backwards and forwards as required. Because opener can be in charge, responder can be in charge, they can both be fighting each other to be in charge, or both can be saying, oh, I don't want to go anywhere near this, and stay and back off. The best bidding is where they know who is in charge at any time, and the limit bid is the way they do that. So I'll give you some examples of limit bids in action. You've seen this one. 1 no trump opener describes the hand, balanced. Describes the strength, 12 to 14 points, very narrow. Opener knows that, that's his hand. Opener has got no idea what's in his partner's hand, none. But once you open 1 no trump, your partner is in a very good position to judge the 2 hands together, because they can see what they've got, they know how many points they've got, they know the shape, and they now know what you've got as well. 12 to 14 points and a balanced hand. So a responder in that position will take charge. The limit bid transfers responsibility to responder. So responder might pass with 10 points or less, or bid 3 no trumps with 13 points and a balanced hand. Responder can make that decision at that point. Opener can't. Another example, opener bids 1 heart, responder comes back 3 hearts. It's a limit bid. It says, I like your hearts, I've got 4 of them. It also says, I've got 10 to 12 points, a narrow range. So it's a limit bid, and it transfers responsibility back to opener, who can now decide whether to pass or go to 4 hearts. Opener bids 1 no trump, limit bid. Responder comes back 2 no trumps, which is another limit bid. So what responder is doing there is saying, I've got 11 or 12 points, we might or might not have game, I'm bidding 2 no trumps, I'm happy with no trumps, my point range is 11 or 12, responsibility is now back on you, opener. So opener can then decide whether to pass or bid 3 no trump. So opener is now responsible for making a decision, following a limit bid. 1 heart, it's not a limit bid. Responder comes back 2 hearts, that is, says 4 hearts, 6 to 9 points. Opener says 3 hearts. That's also a limit bid. Opener's done the sums, come to the conclusion there might be a game, not quite sure, 16 to 17 points, it's a limit bid. Pushing the responsibility back on responder, who has to make the decision to pass or go to 4 hearts. So, very narrow bid. Basically the essence of this bidding system, ACOL system, very narrow bids that allows your partner to understand what you've got very accurately. Moving on, responders replies to an opening suit bid. Ideally, support your partner's suit if you can. That can be a limit bid. Bid your own long suit. Doesn't say anything about the strength of your hand, because you're going to be bidding it at a low level. Bid 1 no trump. Can't support partner's suit. Haven't got a biddable suit at the 1 level. I've only got 6 to 9 points, so I'm going to bid 1 no trump. It's the last resort. Sometimes called the dustbin bid. But it's useful because it does tell your partner what your point range is. So with something like that, opener bids 1 heart. You can't support the heart, you can't